Can I ask you a question about John chapter 2?
What about it? Go ahead. I mean,
So
of course you can ask me it. So what about it?
I heard you discussing the wedding in Cana of Galilee, right? And it's
Yes.
very deep because it shows the intercession of the Blessed Mother. It
Yeah.
shows it resonates with Genesis. However, I get lost a little bit on the discussion about the wine because obviously
What does the wine
it's
point to in the Gospels?
the cup that basically the
The blood of
sacrifice,
Christ, right?
right?
And
But in
what do
this
the
case,
6 jars, though? But before you go on, I want to see if you got what does the 6 jars represent?
yeah, that's kind of what I want to get to. Like, what
Yeah,
is the
what does it say?
significance?
What were the 6 jars? It's there in the text. What are they?
Nearby
The
stood 6 water
jars of
jars.
ceremonial cleansing of the Jews. They would fill the water to use to perform their ritual cleansing. You
Okay.
see it there?
Yes.
Okay. What day is the banquet taking on, the wedding? It's the 7th day. It's the 3rd day, but if you count from John 1, that's why if you followed the order, if you count John 1:19, you're going to count this is the 7th day, which is the 3rd day. Because when John is speaking in John 1:19 to 28, then it says the next day he saw Jesus. That's day 2, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
then in John 1:35, the next day, that's day 3, right?
Right.
And then later on it says the next day, the 4th day, right?
Mm.
And now this is the 3rd day. So 4 and 3 is what?
Yeah, it's 7. Yeah, so it's
So 6 days of working, but the 7th day is the day of rest, right?
yes.
So the 7th day is when the wedding banquet is taking place, but it's also the 3rd day, because on the 3rd day. And the 3rd day points to Jesus's resurrection because it's his resurrection that ushers in everlasting rest.
Got it.
So how do you enter your rest? Not through the Jewish system of ceremonial cleansing, that's 6 days, but you enter the 7th day of rest through faith in Christ, who through his resurrection brings in everlasting rest.
Wow. Okay.
Did you not catch it? 6 jars. That's 6 days of working. Jewish cleansing. So the Jewish way will never bring you into the 7th day, God's rest. Only Christ can, and he did it by his resurrection from the dead, where he ushered in everlasting rest for those who would trust in him. So that's why it's on the 3rd day, and it's the 7th day. So I enter God's rest by faith in Christ, who through his resurrection from the dead on the 3rd day ushered in everlasting rest, salvation. And the wine is the blood of the Lamb that cleanses me of my sin.
Awesome. So in this case, is it like the Blessed Mother saying to Jesus, it's time to bring them rest?
Well, in the context, she represents Eve, the woman.
Right.
Woman. But what it's showing you is that unlike the first Adam, who sinned when he obeyed the voice of the woman, this woman, when the son, yeah, you got it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because what did God say in Genesis 3:17? Because you obeyed the voice of your wife and did what I told you not to do, cursed is the ground because of you. And what does the ground produce? Well, it produces, thistles, thorns, but it also produces vines. And what is wine made out of? The fruit of the vine, right?
Alcohol.
Vine. Okay, so the first woman,
Right.
the first man, when he obeyed her, this woman was not a curse, but actually turned out to be a blessing because she hastened the hour in which Christ would begin his work of bringing everlasting rest.
Wow, it blows my mind, Sam. Because I also remember when you mentioned before that Noah, when he drinks the wine, actually he gets drunk, and you can read it in a way that he didn't know that he would get drunk. So it was not like
he would know that because this is something new, right? A new experience for him, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it all connects, right? Because this new wine is the true wine. It doesn't make you drunk, but gives you life.
No, it cleanses you because the purification rites of Judaism cannot cleanse you. It's only the blood of the Lamb that cleanses you. That's why it's not coincidence 6 jars. And what did he say it was used for? The water in the jars were used for ritual Jewish purification, right?
Yes.
So Judaism cannot purify you. Only the wine can purify you, which is the blood of the Lamb.
Wow. Fantastic. Wow. What a passage.
So that's how deep the passage is.
Wow,
but then
so deep.
Mary is a new Eve and a better Eve because what she told him to do, the Lord honored her and had the Son do it, hastening the beginning of his ministry in ushering in everlasting salvation.
And then when the master of the banquet says, he talks about basically everyone service the best wine first and then the cheaper wine.
Because the Old Testament wasn't God's ideal. It's the New Testament, ratified by his blood.
Okay. Wow.
Without sinking in.
Wow.
The Old Testament, the Old Covenant, is not God's ideal. God saved the best for last. It's the New Covenant in his blood.
Wow. Blows my mind. So deep. I'm glad I asked you the question.
So now it's making sense?
Yes, yes.
And you see that Mary is important in that because it was her request that ushered in, sped up the hour of Christ beginning his work of bringing in everlasting salvation and rest. See how important it is? The first woman brought death and caused the man to sin against God. That's why God said, because you heard her voice. This woman, the Father himself honored and had the Son go ahead, and because of her request, hastened, meaning sped up the hour of his ministry.
Yeah.
How do I know the Father approved? Because Jesus says he only does what he sees the Father doing. John 5:19. Right? So if he went and did the miracle, who was doing the miracle with him?
The Father and the Spirit.
And the Spirit. That means the entire triune God honored her by doing what she asked.
Wow.
So what do you say to a Protestant when he thinks that Mary's just ordinary, when the Trinity honored her and sped up the hour of Jesus's ministry due to her request to show her the honor and love that they have for her?
No, it's crazy. And I read sometimes they don't even know why she's called woman there, right? They get confused.
Oh, well, you know, because it's connecting it with the last Adam, the last Eve, who ushers in a new heaven, new earth, and restores the garden. That's why in Revelation, the last chapter, you have the tree of life. Genesis, tree of life, lost. Revelation 22, tree of life regained. Because you see in Revelation 22, right? Verses 1 to 3, it says, on either side of the river of the water of life was the tree of life, which was given. The leaves were given for the healing of the nations.